breaking news. Chelsea signed 2 Alexes. For all things Chelsea FC and other football news.
Hello and welcome to Chelsea signed 2 Alexes. We are so sorry for the little bit of delay in putting this podcast out, but we've just really struggled with schedules. And it was, of course, the international break. My name is Alex Demetrio. My co-host is Alex Pinan.
Hello, guys. Hello, mate. How are you? Are you good?
Marvellous. Marvellous that football is back.
I'm so happy.
You know what? It wasn't too bad, though, was it, if we think about it? Like our kiddies got to shine a little bit, which was nice.
Yeah, no, it was good. At least they got a game. You know, Hudson got to prove himself again. How many more times does he need to do it? So, yeah, it was good. It was all positive.
It is pretty silly, isn't it, that he starts an England game before he starts a Chelsea game?
Yeah.
What is going on?
But I heard a good thing, though, the other day. Like, they were talking about, like, why that happened. And basically, obviously, like Southgate's got a lot less pressure on him than so, like, Sarri knows that if he loses a game or two, he could be out of the job, right? Whereas, you know, Southgate's got a lot more sort of freedom to you know, have the kids on and test them out, and especially in like the friendlies and stuff.
Yeah, he can take the risk. He can
take the risk, whereas Sarri can't take the risk. He has to stick with what's tried and tested.
And by the looks of it, it might have opened up his eyes.
After last night, it was bloody. It was brilliant, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah, it was.
This podcast.
You went to the game, didn't you, last night?
Yeah, I was there. Yeah, I was literally like, I kid you not, I was right next to the Brighton fans. I couldn't have been any closer to them. Right behind the goal. Got to see the Giroud little dinky in with the nice little crossing.
That was a brilliant finish.
It was, mate. Honestly, standing behind the goal, it was that quick. I thought he'd missed.
Really?
Yeah, and then I saw the top of the net bulge.
Yeah, 'cause it just flew into the roof of the net. Didn't it?
You didn't even like. This is one thing you get in it when you go to the games. I know we go to many games, but when you're there and you're that close and you can see the play, you forget how fast it is, because that little dink from Hudson to the cross coming in to the dink in, it happened literally like boom.
Yeah.
And it was in.
Yeah.
And then when you watch it on TV, there's always the slowing it down or and it just, you don't get that effect of holy crap, like that just happened. And that's how fast that was. And yeah, I'm going to put it out there. It was all from Hudson. It was. Yeah.
He moved the ball so quick, didn't he? When he went round that, he sort of shimmied and went round that. I can't remember who their fullback was.
Yeah, and
he skinned him, didn't he? And whipped the ball in. That's what we want.
I know, and I was watching it this morning on Sky Sports News, and it showed. They slowed it down, right? So it kind of looked like the defender made a mistake. But then when you were there and you're live, and it's like, no, he didn't. He completely dummied him.
Yeah, he thought he was going to cut inside, and he just went straight out.
Boom, and that's one thing we don't do enough of. We don't get that ball to the byline and pull it across. We don't. Exactly. We never do that. And last night we were doing it over and over and over again, which it was great to see. Really, really was. But then we have to talk about the god awful Cardiff game, which I still do not know how we won that thing.
We robbed them, didn't we? Really, I actually felt sorry for Warnock at the end.
I was just going to say that. I never thought I would say that in my life. I feel sorry for Neil Warnock, but you know what? I actually did, because it looked like he was going to have an heart attack.
Yeah. It was funny. Did you see that meme or whatever it was someone put on when he's standing there with his arms crossed, staring down the referees? It's like that's like your mum looking at you when you come in too late after a night out, and she's just waiting by the front door. It did make me laugh. Yeah, I saw that on Facebook. But no, I did feel a bit sorry for him.
We just had nothing. Like, he puts out a team after that international break, right, where you had the likes of Hudson proving his quality for the England side. Like, yeah, okay, we'll admit, like, he didn't play 90 minutes great, but he played enough minutes to get a starting, especially against Cardiff. It's not like we were playing City, Liverpool, or one of those ones. Like, it was against Cardiff. Like, just put him on. I kind of understood the whole reason for dropping Hazard and dropping Kante and giving them that little bit of break, because at the end of the day, we can afford that, to drop those guys. But then you looked at that lineup, and didn't I message you straight away? And I was just like, what? No, you said it to me or something, and we were just like, that is the most uninspiring lineup you've ever seen.
Yeah. It's just old and slow. Like you got a great opportunity to rest Kante, to rest Hazard, which again I didn't disagree with, but then start Hudson and start Loftus-Cheek in a game like that.
Yes.
Surely, Cardiff are on the ropes. Like, put some energy on there. Put someone who's going to get round the back of them, and like you said, exactly what we had last night. Get to the byline, cut the balls back, put them under pressure. Whereas instead he went for Pedro and Willian, and he went for Kovacic and Jorginho, and these players are so slow and with no intensity.
No, nothing at all.
It was an awful game. We played so bad.
Well, don't get me wrong. At the time, we sit there and think about Loftus-Cheek, but then Sarri said last night that the reason he played him today, or yesterday, was the fact that it was the first full week's training that he had without his back injury. He'd been able to train for the full week, so maybe there was that we couldn't really think of.
Enough.
But then,
fair enough.
Put him on. What is the worst it's going to be? Even if you put him on for 45 minutes, just get him running, get that back warmed up, just see how he is, just assess it. It's Cardiff at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Give him a chance. If it's a little bit painful, you're not wasting anything. Pull him off, get somebody else on. Yeah. But then even the subs, so we bring Hazard on 55th minute, I think it was, or something. It was,
and he changed the game on his own, didn't he?
Instant, yeah. But then what was the point? Of course, then we brought Luke Rubin on, which was, we know what he did, but I still truly think he deserved to start that game. And then he brings on Giroud for Higuain. Okay, in that game, Higuain actually, I feel like he did touch the ball more than any other player. So what would Giroud offer us more than Higuain did in that game?
Yeah.
Whereas if you took Willian off and brought Hudson on, that offers us something massive. And I just didn't understand why he wasn't even able to come on, and I didn't get the whole Giroud. All right, put Giroud and Higuain up front. We needed
a goal. Yeah, we needed it. Yeah.
And
I totally agree with you.
He just makes like for like subs and didn't change anything, and he deserved all the criticism, and he deserved the Chelsea fans singing "We want Sarri out."
Yeah. What do you think? Do you agree with him? Do you think that was right?
Yeah. I'm not. That's what frustrated me. I messaged you, remember, and I said I'm still angry and I'm still mad, even though we'd won it.
Even though we won it, it didn't really. It didn't even paper over the cracks. It was just we won. But
if anything, the reason you get angry is the fact that you sit there and you think, okay, so we won. So the board are sat there thinking that's another 3 points. So they're not going to get rid of him, or they're not going to even consider it. Whereas if you look at actually how they played, and he's got to be in the consideration to go. But I get not changing him at this time of the year. I do understand that. We only have
and who's even available? Even if you did change him, who's available right now?
I just put Gianfranco. And it's really, really frustrating in it, because we sit here and I went to the game last night with my cousin, and he's funnily enough him and his son. I took them both. They're both Spurs fans, but his son wanted to see. I know.
You took them to a Chelsea.
When
Spurs are opening their new stadium, and they wanted to go to a Chelsea game.
Could not get tickets.
God,
bless him though. Little Sam, all he wanted to do was I just want to see Hazard and Hudson, and he gets them starting. So maybe he's our little good luck charm.
Oh, well, maybe he's converted now.
That's what I said to his dad. I was like, "You do."
I bet his dad weren't happy with that. Did they cheer when we scored? I'm guessing not.
No, they didn't. I'm not gonna lie, they didn't. They try to get involved, but there does come a point, don't there? There does come a point. But we were chatting and we just said, if any person in the world came in as Chelsea coach, what do you think is the first thing they would do?
Put Kante and hold in midfield. Start Eden Hazard and Hudson at the same time.
You solve. I truly think you solve 60-70% of our issues with just dropping Kante back.
Yeah.
You drop Jorginho, or even push him forward and turn him into a little bit more of a creative player, because I think he has got it in his locker somewhere.
Yeah,
he might not.
Tell me what was you saying? What was you saying before we started the podcast about Jorginho, about the way he plays?
So last night, especially because you're directly behind the goal, you see the perspective of what the players. We were at their eye level. We were at everything. We were on the second row, and the one thing, the ball came straight at him, and he never, ever, ever looked forward. His initial, even if he's, let's say if he's backed to the right side of the pitch, he will get the ball and he'll turn, face the right, and he'll look. there's no pass there. He'll face to the left and he'll look. And he never, ever focused on that forward passing. And last night, Ruben was getting forward, but he wasn't seeing any of the passes. Giroud was screaming his head off, wasn't getting any of the passes. And it just went over and over again. Okay, it did create our goal. It created the goal going wide and getting that cross in, which we don't do enough of. But it can't be our only way of play. And last night, we played consistent. We defended solid. Brighton set up with 11 men behind the ball for the entire game. But did we, apart from 2 worldies from Hazard and Ruben, did we really do much? No, we didn't. We didn't put them under that much pressure. We didn't cause the keeper that much trouble. Really,
but is that because we were cruising and we had all the ball and they didn't need to?
We don't. That's the thing. We don't know that, do we? Like, it could have been. They could have known that they didn't have to go full steam ahead.
Yeah.
And attack. Because if they've got 11 players behind the ball, there's only so much you can actually do.
Yeah. No, you're right. But going back to what you were saying about the Jorginho thing, I find it interesting the way that, you said you watched him, he never looks forward, and then you compare, because the whole point of him being in that team is to make them tick, which I get. The principle behind it is like, he's always available, he's an outlet, you can always give him the ball and he's always going to make a simple pass and keep possession. I get that that's the idea, but, if you compare him to someone like Pirlo or someone like Xavi Alonso, or like any quarterback in NFL, like, although they do keep it ticking, they're always available. Like, sometimes you've got to make that killer pass. The pass that Michael Carrick used to make sometimes from that same position. They all did. Like, all right. A lot of the time you're going to be playing the simple ball to keep it moving, but you still got to be able to spot the run behind the defender and play the ball over the top. Like Fabregas used to do it so well. How clever was he? He'd always played a simple pass until bang. The 3rd or 4th time, you'd think he's going to play a simple pass, and he'd slide one through. Yeah, and it's a goal.
Pace, didn't he?
So if he had that,
we were laughing. Yeah. But he came to us, and I think he'd lost every little ounce of speed.
You look at his assists; he's still well up there, even for us. Like, the amount of goals he created and assisted in those few years, it was unbelievable.
Yeah, but like you said, the one thing you do remember Pirlo and Alonso for is the over-the-top balls.
Yeah.
You don't remember them for passing it sideways or passing it to the fullback. You remember them for those absolute worldies of a pass. And they set up a goal instantly. And it's just the one thing he doesn't... He attempts them, and he just doesn't have it in his life. I don't get it.
But do you think he's told to do it?
Yeah,
do you think he's instructed to not even look?
Yeah, because Sarri has this whole obsession, doesn't he, of everything has to come through them. It has to come through him, sorry.
Yeah.
Like, he keeps saying about... Like, he's heard and he's listened to the criticism of Jorginho, and he sits there and he says, but he needs the team to work for him. Well, you can't really have a team work for one player. That's all. The whole point of it is a team has to work for everybody and work. These players that have played for Chelsea for so many years, and Jorginho comes in, and he's not arrogant. I'm not saying he is at all. Like, he doesn't seem that type of person at all. But then when the manager's so reliant on him and he's telling everybody else, okay, but you have to get him able to play. You have to make him make the pass, or you have to give him the space to make the pass to you. You have to create what he needs.
Yeah.
Then why can't he create what others need?
Yeah.
That's why I don't truly understand that bit.
Yeah. I'm just looking. I just thought I'd just check this. So last year, when Jorginho was supposedly this amazing, dominating central midfielder who kept it ticking, he played 39 games in all competitions, and he still only had 4 assists then.
There you go.
And this was supposedly like an amazing season that, best season ever. He played 3,100 minutes and only had 4 assists. He had more yellow cards. He had 5 yellows, 4 assists. But it's obviously that's how he wants him to play, right? Because it's not like last year he had 15 assists or something like that, and this season he can't handle it in the Premier League, so he's not doing it. He was obviously playing like this in Italy as well, but that's what Sarri wanted.
Sorry, it's this Sarri ball system. Or
whatever.